So what's different about 2023? The main difference is there's a lot more fitness and nutrition gurus. Some of them are good, but a lot of them literally have zero root in science. They just go on basically their own experience, something in science we call anecdotes. By the end of this video, you'll have 3 simple steps to build muscle and lose fat in 2023 and beyond. The first step is figuring out where you are and where you want to go. That's just building a plan. I would start here by taking a 7-day food diary, track your exercise, track your steps, understand exactly where you're currently at. Before you build a plan to fit you, you need to know exactly where you're at, not where you think you're at. When you look over your 7-day food diary, you can see quick wins to be had. Say that you notice you drink 3 cans of Coke a day. You could replace those 3 cans of Cokes for 2 Diet Cokes, immediately cutting 400 calories away from your total calorie intake. Or you could do the same by removing a snack or 2. Remember, I'm not telling you to drink Coke or drink Diet Coke. I'm just showing you how gradual and how easy you can make adjustments to what you're already doing without literally turning your life inside out. And then what you can do is look at your step count. If you're currently getting 5,000 steps a day or 3,000 steps a day, look to increase that. If you're getting 3,000 steps a day, for example, then you can increase it to 5,000 or 6,000 and build all the way up to 10,000 steps a day. If you're not currently doing resistance training, not working out, you can go from 0 to 2 rather than jumping all the way to 4 and slowly build that up. If you've been lifting weights but not consistently, try a 3-day week full body split if that fits your schedule, or try a 4-day week upper lower split if that fits your schedule. Then what you can do is you can look at your sleep. How many hours of sleep a night are you getting? You're getting 5 hours? Okay, then increase that to 6 hours. Slowly build it up till, like, for example, with the sleep, till it gets to like 7 or to 9 hours. But just basically focus on gradually building up. Look at your protein intake. Is your protein intake really low? Okay, so aim to increase that protein intake. Say you, like, as a rule of thumb, if you've got a lot of fat to lose, I recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. If you don't have that much fat to lose, I recommend 0.8 grams per pound of your body weight. And then what you can do is build it up to that. Say you're like at 0.5, slowly build it up to that amount rather than just trying to go in straight away. 1 week you could focus on just adding just 1 more bit of protein or a tiny bit of protein to your meal or a protein shake in your day. Just real gradual steps are going to help you build a solid foundation which is going to set you up for success. Each week you can choose an area to focus on. For example, week 1 could be removing your snacks and increasing protein intake. That could be slightly. Week 2 could be increasing your step count. Week 3 starting resistance training. Week 4 increasing your protein a bit more, and then so on. You could map it out like that, and that will literally set you up for success because you're gradually doing things. You're not gonna overwhelm yourself. Step 2 is where you fine tune your plan. So you look at your plan, what you're currently doing, and you think about, what can I do more of? What have I done well? So then you could focus on, say you're doing 2 days a week in the gym, you're doing it well consistently, then you could add another day. By the way, step 1 should take you anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks, depending on your experience level and depending on how busy your schedule is. Then you can move on to this step. But I would suggest literally thoroughly doing step 1 before you move on to this step, because this long term is going to be key. Just building that solid foundation. Make sure you've installed those habits that are going to set you up for success. So then you could look again at protein intake. Is your protein intake adequate? Okay, tick, it is. Is that easy for you to do? Tick, yep, move forward. Check your water intake. You get in between 2 to 4 liters of water a day. If you're not, you might want to increase that. By the way, I don't mean water, I mean fluids. 20% of your fluids should come from fruit and vegetables, which we're going to get into a bit more just a bit later on, and the rest fluids. So like your protein shake, teas, coffees, any fluids you're drinking. Obviously, you know, there's quite a few rumors you have to drink 4 liters of water a day, 1 gallon, 2 gallon. No, it's fluids. You don't want to overconsume water. You'll just be pissing all day and you'll be flushing out electrolytes as well, and you might give yourself a little bit of a headache. And actually decrease performance. That's a story for another day. Then you want to be making sure you're getting 2 servings of vegetables, well, non-starchy vegetables with each meal. I would say between 4 to 6 servings a day. You can go beyond that. You can go way beyond that if you want to, as long as you don't get any stomach discomfort at all. And then fruit, I would say 2 to 3 servings of fruit a day. Just don't go crazy with the fruit because it does add calories. So you just want to remember that. The nice mix of vegetables and fruit will give you the micronutrients you need to actually feel better. Micronutrients being the vitamins and minerals. Look at your step count again, look at your sleep. Can you improve that? Can you improve your step count? Can you go to 10K? Can you go a bit beyond 10K? Have a look at that. You can also begin to track calories here if you want to. This is not a must. You can lose fat and you can also build muscle without tracking calories. Tracking calories will likely speed this up, so this is an option here. Step 3 is keep track of your progress and adjust. This is really an ongoing process, but I wanted to leave this to last just so you know that this is literally something you'll do all the time, but you might want to focus in a bit more like after you've nailed step 1, step 2. Step 2 is again something you'll do after like 6 to 8 weeks, and it'll be beyond that, just pretty much forever. You're fine-tuning things, you're trying to master them, trying to get them down, trying to get them as good as they can be, trying to get your sleep as good as it can be, quality and time, just everything you can possibly do, just without overwhelming yourself. Take your time and keep track of your progress. Take pictures, take measurements, track your workouts, record the weight you've lifted, record the reps, and progress that over time. You're going to be getting stronger over time, but you need to track that to actually know you're getting stronger and to know your routine is actually working. Then you can make adjustments and make the decision to like change your program, maybe change a few exercises up. When it comes to changing exercises up, for the most part, with your compound lifts, like the squat, bench press, deadlift, pull ups, like anything you want to improve on, you're constantly improving on, I'd keep those more or less the same. You can make a few edits, but then you can adjust stuff like your arms. You can change every 4 weeks, just for fun. Well, that's one reason for fun, but number 2, they're a bit more difficult to progress at. You're focusing on one small muscle like the biceps, for example. It's going to be quite difficult to consistently add weight or add reps. So you change it up to a different exercise like every 4 weeks, and then you'll notice some improvements. But at the beginning, you don't need to worry too much about that. I would say the most important thing is obviously sticking to your routine. Adding an extra day or changing a split can be done like every 12 to 14 weeks, or when you're really seeing progress stagnate, I'd say for 2 to 3 weeks. This is one of the most important parts that most people actually do forget. If you're tracking your calories, you want to adjust them every 2 weeks as you lose weight. If you don't lose weight, then that's completely fine, but eventually your current calories, the current calories you're eating, will become your maintenance calories. When they become your maintenance calories, you'll actually stop losing weight. So you want to make sure you're adjusting those, and that's literally an ongoing process. If you're not tracking your calories, what you can do is you can do 1 or 2 things, like reduce your portion sizes, or if you're not doing cardio, add in a day of steady state cardio. And then you can add that, or you can just add like 15 minutes of walking onto every workout, onto every like resistance training workout or something similar. Increasing your movement to a point will work, but then eventually you will have to remove some calories. So just bear that in mind, but always go with what is more easy for you to do right this minute. You don't want to just mess around and think like, oh, I'll do this, and it becomes unsustainable. Do what's sustainable for you and what works for you right now and will work for you in the future. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to cover. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and click that bell notification to be alerted as soon as I post a video in the future. If you've got any questions, as always, comment below. If you're a man looking to build muscle and lose fat, head on over to my Facebook group. It's got a ton of free resources in that group, and yeah, just head over, you can join for free. And until the next video, keep pushing your limits.